I'm standing in the center, breathing slowly, aware of what is happening around me. As my heart slows down, a tiny spark of wonder arises. A question with so many answers, yet very few of them ease my soul. The indigo sky of the open field is changing again. Look up. The sun is sinking into the western horizon, like a heavy drop of molten gold, while the moon is already rising in the east, pale and silent like a silver coin. They are so beautiful, but they feel so far apart. It's like they're chasing each other across a giant blue wheel, but the distance between them never changes. Why can't they just meet in the middle of the sky and stay there? The universe has so much room, yet they seem trapped in this endless game of hide and seek. It feels a bit lonely, doesn't it?
It is not loneliness. It is the holy geometry of devotion. If the sun and the moon were to meet permanently, the open field would either burn to ash under scorching light or freeze into eternal darkness.
Their distance is not a punishment. It is their highest gift to us. They stay apart so that life can breathe in the space between them. One provides the heat to grow, the other provides the coolness to rest.
This is the law of the cosmic pulse. To love perfectly, they must maintain their true proportion. If they clutched each other out of fear, they would destroy the very world they are meant to illuminate.
Look at the silver river near our feet. It's starting to swell and rush faster towards the banks. The water is rising so high, almost like it's trying to reach up and touch the moon. Why does the water do that whenever the moon grows bright? It feels like a giant chest lifting up, taking a deep, heavy breath of longing. Is the river trying to close the distance because it feels sorry for them?
You are witnessing the tide, the gravity of longing. The moon pulls the waters of the world not to possess them, but to remind them of their source. And this cosmic pull is not different from what happens inside a human being.
Have you ever felt a sudden, heavy wave of longing in your own chest? A tide of sadness or joy that you couldn't explain, making you want to reach out for something greater? That is the tide of the soul. Human emotions are just miniature oceans, rising and falling under the invisible gravity of the divine. The pull you feel is the reminder that you belong to an infinite sea. I do feel that tide sometimes. It feels like a tiny ache right behind my ribs, especially when I see people on Earth loving each other so fiercely. They hold hands, they protect one another, and they look so attached. But if everything is one and belonging to the eternal soul, does that mean human love isn't real? Is a mother's love or a friend's loyalty just a trick of the mist? It feels so real when you are the one feeling it.
Oh, it is entirely real, but it is a preparation. Earthly love is the primary school of the soul. We are finite creatures, born with hard shells of ego and fear. How can a soul understand how to love an invisible, infinite God if it cannot first learn to love a fragile, flawed human being?
When humans fall in love, when they sacrifice their comfort for another, they are breaking their own shells. They think they are crying for each other, but they are actually practicing for the divine. Every earthly romance is a holy rehearsal, a beautiful bridge meant to lead the heart toward the absolute source. So when we love someone here, we are just learning how to open our hands, like the pebbles on the bridge of stillness. It's like we have to practice on small things before we can hold the whole world. Look, the sun has fully dipped below the horizon now, leaving a trail of peach and violet. The moon is shining so clearly now, casting our shadows across the grass. She doesn't look angry that the sun left. She looks peaceful.
Because she knows the secret of the rotation.
She does not compete with his light.
She reflects it.
When the sun sets, he doesn't abandon the moon. He trusts her to hold the night.
They trade the sky every 12 hours, passing the torch of illumination without a single whisper of jealousy.
They teach us that true love does not take. It gives room for the other to be magnificent. Walk softly now. The silver bells are changing their tune, humming a lullaby of light and shadow. It feels a bit lonely, doesn't it?
The silver light of the moon is so thick now. It feels like we are walking through a forest of frozen milk. But look ahead. The ground is changing color. The silver grass is turning a bright, glowing orange, and the air is suddenly growing warm, like a stove left open. The sun hasn't even risen yet, but I can feel its heat vibrating underneath the soil.
It's strange. The moon is right above us, but the sun is reaching out from underneath the world.
They feel so close right now, even though they are on opposite sides of the universe. Why does the heat feel so heavy when the night is supposed to be cool?
It's like they're whispering to each other through the center of the earth.
They are always speaking.
What you feel is the underground fire, the invisible bridge of their desire.
The sun does not wait for the morning to love the moon. His heat travels through the very core of the open field to warm her feet from below.
This is the nature of true attraction.
It doesn't care about geography. In human life, people call this passion.
They think passion is a wildfire that burns between two bodies. But that is just the earthly shadow.
True passion is the cosmic pull of two polarities trying to find their lost unity.
The sun is the cosmic exhale, the giving force.
The moon is the cosmic inhale.
The receiving mirror.
Without this constant, invisible tug of war through the dark, the universe would lose its heartbeat and fall flat.
A tug of war. That sounds like the arguments I see humans have. When they love each other, they don't just hold hands. They fight, they get angry, and sometimes they cry until their eyes are red.
It's like a storm breaks inside them, just like the first Vertina before the rain. If love is supposed to be beautiful and holy like the golden ratio,
why does it have so much fire? Why does it hurt to want someone so much?
Even the silver river looks like it's boiling near the edges where the orange light meets the blue water.
It looks dangerous.
The fire is not there to destroy. It is there to purify. Look at the humans who fight and weep. They are suffering because their egos are hitting against each other like rough stones.
Human love is full of friction because it is imperfect.
But that friction is a holy tool.
Just as a blacksmith uses intense heat to melt iron and shape it into a beautiful sword,
The divine uses the fire of human relationships to melt the stubborn self-will of the ego.
the pain they feel is not the love hurting them. It is the breaking of their selfishness.
You cannot enter the absolute soul with your pride intact. The fire of passion burns away the me, so that only the we remains.
It is a necessary friction, like the poles of a magnet.
So the anger and the tears are just the rough edges being rubbed off.
That makes it feel less scary, I suppose.
But look at the moon now.
She's moving directly over the warm patch of land.
As the orange glow hits her silver face,
She isn't melting.
she's becoming so bright that it hurts my eyes to look at her.
She looks like a circle of white fire. She's taking all that heat from the sun and turning it into something soft and radiant.
She doesn't keep the heat for herself, does she?
She's throwing it back out into the open field.
She receives his blinding, scorching heat
Which would kill the earth if given directly.
and filters it through her cool grace.
She softens the fire into a light that can guide a traveler without burning his skin.
This is the secret of spiritual devotion.
The divine is a blazing sun of absolute truth, too bright for a limited human mind to look at directly.
Human love teaches us how to look at the light through a mirror.
When you love a person, you are learning how to see a small, manageable spark of God inside them.
You practice worshiping that tiny spark until your eyes are strong enough to face the grand furnace itself.
I can feel my own skin tingling now.
The warmth isn't under my feet anymore.
It's rising up into my knees and my chest.
It doesn't feel like the sharp needle of jealousy from the red garden.
This feels cooperative.
Like a song where one person sings high and the other sings low.
But the melody is the same.
The silver bells are ringing again,
But they sound deeper now.
like large bronze gongs echoing through the valleys.
The sky is beginning to crack open in the east.
The shift is happening,
The mirror has completed its work for the night.
and the source is preparing to claim the sky.
The friction is over. The harmony is taking its turn. Remember this warmth when the day becomes bright and the moon disappears.
The fire you feel is never lost.
It is simply changing hands,
The horizon is waiting to be painted.
and the sun is ready to speak his gold.
Look,
The lines of gold in the east didn't stay on the horizon. They jumped into the middle of the sky. The sun and the moon are moving directly toward each other now. They aren't running away anymore.
The silver coin and the golden plate are touching at the edges. The open field is turning a strange, deep violet color, not like night and not like day.
It's like a secret time that shouldn't exist.
My shadow on the grass is split into 3 different directions.
And the silver bells are completely silent.
Why is everything holding its breath?
It feels like the whole universe is leaning in to watch them finally touch. Is this the end of the race?
This is the eclipse, little one. The moment where the two poles of existence erase the distance between them. It is the sacred pause in the cosmic breath. For a few brief moments, the exhale and the inhale become a single stillness.
The sun doesn't overpower the moon, and the moon doesn't hide from the sun.
They form a ring of pure black light surrounded by a crown of gold.
In the human world, they call this union.
It is the highest peak of earthly love, when two souls forget where one ends and the other begins. But even this magnificent eclipse is just a signpost. It is the final boundary of human experience, showing them what it feels like to dissolve into the infinite.
The Silver River has stopped moving completely. It looks like a solid sheet of dark glass. And look at the trees near the edge of the path. Their leaves aren't rustling, but they are glowing with a soft pink light.
It feels so peaceful, but it also feels a bit sad. If this union is the most beautiful thing in the world, why does it have to be so short?
I can already see the moon slipping past the sun's face.
The gold ring is breaking apart, and the regular daylight is starting to push through again.
Why can't they just stay melted together forever?
Why does the universe make them say goodbye so quickly?
Because absolute union cannot exist within the boundaries of time and space. My child.
If they stayed melted together, the rhythm of life would stop. The tides would freeze, the seasons would perish, and the open field would lose its movement.
Duality is the price we pay for existence. We must have the light and the dark, the push and the pull, to experience life at all.
Human lovers weep when the honeymoon of their closeness fades, when the ordinary world forces them to step back into their own separate bodies.
They think they have lost the magic, but they do not understand that the separation is necessary.
You must step back to see the beauty of the proportion.
The eclipse is a glimpse of the destination, given to us, so we don't lose heart during the long miles of the journey.
So the separation isn't a punishment.
It's just the universe taking another breath that makes my chest feel lighter.
When the gold ring broke, I felt that tiny pinch again, like I wanted to grab the moon and pull her back. But now I see that she isn't really leaving him.
She's just continuing the curve of the spiral. If they never separated, they couldn't make the beautiful circles in the sky, could they?
The movement itself is the art.
Human love must be like that too.
Learning how to let the other person breathe without thinking. They are gone forever.
You must stay with me always, even if it burns us both. But holy devotion says, I love you enough to let the sky stand between us. Because I know we share the same center.
When humans learn this, their love transitions from human romance into divine worship.
They stop demanding that their partner be their everything, because they realize only the infinite source can fill that void.
They look at each other not as gods, but as fellow travelers reflecting the same cosmic sun.
The separation doesn't lessen their bond.
It purifies it,
turning their attachment into a clean, unobstructed window. This is the eclipse, little one. The moment where the two poles of existence erase the distance between them. It is the sacred pause in the cosmic breath. For a few brief moments, the exhale and the inhale become a single stillness.
The sun doesn't overpower the moon, and the moon doesn't hide from the sun. The open field is turning a strange, deep violet color, not like night and not like day. It's like a secret time that shouldn't exist. My shadow on the grass is split into 3 different directions,
and the silver bells are completely silent. Why is everything holding its breath?
It feels like the whole universe is leaning in to watch them finally touch.
Is this the end of the race?
Look, the lines of gold in the east didn't stay on the horizon.
They jumped into the middle of the sky.
The sun and the moon are moving directly toward each other now.
They aren't running away anymore.
The silver coin and the golden plate are touching at the edges.
The open field is turning a strange, deep violet color, not like night and not like day.
It's like a secret time that shouldn't exist. My shadow on the grass is split into 3 different directions,
and the silver bells are completely silent.
Why is everything holding its breath?
It feels like the whole universe is leaning in to watch them finally touch.
Is this the end of the race?
This is the eclipse, little one.
The moment where the 2 poles of existence erase the distance between them.
It is the sacred pause in the cosmic breath. For a few brief moments, the exhale and inhale become a single stillness. A single stillness.
The midday sun is standing right above our heads now, right in the center of the open field's great dome. There is one final secret the sun wishes to show you before the day is done. The secret of how the source gives without ever growing empty. There are no shadows anywhere. Everything is perfectly bright, like a room with no corners. I look at the flowers, the grass, and even the silver river. They are all drinking the light like they are thirsty. But the sky doesn't look emptier. The sun has been pouring out this blazing gold for hours, yet he doesn't look tired or small. If I pour water from my cup, the cup goes empty.
Why doesn't the sun run out of gold? How can something give so much away and still stay completely full? It's like he has a hidden ocean inside him that never stops rushing.
You have found the secret of the infinite source. The sun does not possess his light.
He is the light.
A cup goes empty because it is a container with walls and boundaries. It is finite. But the sun is connected directly to the absolute soul, where the golden ratio is not a limit, but an endless fountain. This is the ultimate lesson of love. Human beings spend their lives loving like cups.
They give a little affection, a little time, and then they worry. What about me?
If I give too much, I will have nothing left. But when a soul transitions from human love to divine love, it stops being the cup and becomes the ocean. The lover becomes the channel.
When I dropped my pebbles, the golden circles grew because the water was infinite.
So, when the sun shines, he isn't losing his gold. He's just letting the cosmic ocean flow through him. That must be how the great saints and mothers love without getting tired.
They aren't using their own tiny human energy. They are plugged into the big battery that never dies.
But look at the western sky now.
The moon is completely hidden, but I can still feel her presence, like an echo waiting in the deep indigo. She is trusting him to fill the whole world right now, isn't she?
She is his silent witness.
The moon knows that the light she reflects at night is the very same light that illuminates the day. They are not two different forces.
They are the same divine smile seen through two different lenses.
Human love is the beautiful lens that lets us see the spark.
Divine love is the realization that the spark and the furnace are one.
When you love without wanting to own them or change them,
You are actually loving the divine inside them.
you are recognizing a familiar light through a different window. When the ego finally dissolves,
You realize there was never an I who loves and a you who is loved.
there is only the flow of love itself, playing a game with its own reflection.
It feels so grand, yet so simple.
The sun is starting his slow slide toward the west now.
Leaning toward the place where the moon is waiting in the dark.
The silver bells are starting to hum that low, beautiful om again.
And the air is turning that soft, cool peach color.
I don't feel that tiny pinch in my chest anymore.
I don't feel the need to run faster or to hold on to my ego,
I feel like I am the sun,
giving my warmth away,
and I am the moon,
waiting to receive it,
and I am the open field.
holding them both.
My heart doesn't feel like a pumping muscle.
It feels like the whole sky.
You have crossed the final frontier of the heart.
You have crossed the final, have taught you their highest law.
Earthly love is a beautiful,
Necessary whisper that prepares us for this grand, cosmic shout.
it breaks our smallness so that we can inherit the horizon.
Look ahead,
The indigo of the deep evening is rising to meet us.
the sun is dipping low, passing the torch back to a silver mirror.
The cycle is complete, yet it begins again in this very breath.
Rest your mind now.
For you are no longer a traveler looking at the sky.
You are the light that knows exactly how to guide itself home.
Sleep now, in the perfect proportion of the all.